LiberalViewer presents.
In terms of international copyright law, on what basis are things taken down? Is it like if I upload something in Australia, and is it based on America because that's where YouTube is based, or on the laws of the country in which the content was created, or on the copyright holder's country of origin?
So it turns out people have surprisingly similar, maybe surprisingly, maybe not, similar legal regimes around this kind of stuff. And we try to make it as uniform as possible so that there's a consistent user experience, but we also try, you know, to comport with every country's laws where we're doing business. And the combination of the content ID and the notice and takedown system we have and all those checks and balances, we found accommodates every place that we're actually have a local site. So.
Or is it a place to educate yourself more on any of this information, like the EFF or other?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the things that's really difficult is just there isn't enough copyright education out there, and we're taking a look at that now and trying to figure out, we can't give legal advice on a case-by-case basis, but we're trying to figure out how we can point users to more comprehensive information. EFF's website is great.
Yeah, they have some great stuff there.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up one more topic because my viewers are going to kill me if I don't bring up the DMCA abuse issue. You talked a little bit about there being consequences for filing false content ID stuff, but it's a big problem on YouTube that people file DMCA takedowns when they don't really own the copyright, or they do it to harass people or to get the personal information from the counter notice. And does YouTube do anything to try to go after people who file bogus DMCA takedown notices?
So I don't know if we've gone after anybody yet. It's a possibility that we might at some point.
I would say never on that. It's a challenge because you could spend infinite resources trying to sue people, and it might not deter certain people that are just really eager to try to get a video down. Of course, they're violating the law by doing that.
Is there any way you can protect the personal information? One thing when I was researching for this, I noticed that you can't sue in the United States unless you register your copyright. Is there any way you could like hold the personal information until you got like evidence that a lawsuit was going to be filed or something like that?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to actually look into the details on that.
A lot of people I've seen it happen to like 100 people at least, that there are these fake DMC takedowns that suspended a lot of accounts, and it's not the real copyright holder, it's just harassing people doing this. So.
Or even if it's a copyright holder that doesn't actually have
Right, well that's just another issue too.
So one thing everybody should know is that we have anybody in the world can file a DMCA takedown notice, right? All they have to do is swear under penalty of perjury they're the copyright owner, that they think their stuff's in this video, that they think it's a copyright violation, and take it down. And then, like I said, there are ways for people to sue them back if they think they've made a mistake or they've abused the process. That's just for kind of if somebody wants to fax in a DMCA takedown notice, or the email or DMCA alias. For all the content ID stuff, all the kind of turbocharged tools and all that, and we put conditions on how people use that stuff. So if someone's abusing it, and if someone's not using it the right way, we'll definitely first send a strong message saying, you may have not realized what you were doing here. These are really powerful tools, and they can ruin people's videos, and they can limit free speech if they're used incorrectly. But we definitely have terms in place with anybody who has access to the kind of turbo tools, including things like electronic DMCA takedowns and things like that. So.
We talked about getting sued earlier. Like, remember when Smosh's video was the most discussed video of all time, most viewed video, the Pokemon lip sync, and it got taken out for copyright? They didn't get in trouble for that, did they?
I don't know.
I don't think so, because I know they said they were getting sued. It was an April Fool's joke, and then that was about it.
I don't know.
I mean, you think that would be the biggest case, because that was the most viewed video that launched their career into the top of YouTube stardom. And they were like,
I was talking to Anthony last night. No.
Nothing happened, right?
No.
There you go. Let's do it. Pokemon, let's do it.
Would it be grounds for a user, I guess, to sue somebody involved if their video was taken down? There was nothing in it. For example, like me, I've had videos taken down, it's just me talking. And I've had videos taken down because the title includes something that they thought might have been copyrighted. Video got taken down, you know, ruined the whole monetization of it and everything. Whatever, by the time it finally got back up, no one wanted to see it, no one cared, no ads or anything on it. So I lost out on a potential, you know, profit. Is that grounds for a user to sue?
I mean, you have the statute in the DMCA that says if you think that the person abused the DMCA takedown process, then that's its own freestanding thing. I actually have to look up what the financial penalties are for that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I went back. I go back on all of them. It's happened a few times actually. But then, you know, the damage is done. So yeah, I've got the video up, but who cares if it's, you know, no one saw it or anything like that. It's been like 3 weeks at that point. So it's, you know, it's like a bittersweet victory.
Right.
Yeah.
No win really for me.
And what if YouTube makes the mistake?
Yeah, that's my question.
Can we
Like,
sue
are they
YouTube?
reviewing it? I mean, that's the
It
problem.
costs me $7,000. So we
Well,
don't.
we're not pre-screening this
I wanna sue
content,
you.
right? We're not actually the ones that are
So
are
it would be
finding
whoever
these
sent in
complaints.
the complaint.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We just
Exactly.
respond to the complaint, and
Yeah.
you know, if they
We're
fill
not
out the
triggering it.
paperwork correctly and they swear under penalty of perjury and all that, and they give us an actual URL, that's actually a requirement.
So they're
Some people
swearing on
just say-
something that they obviously didn't watch, because there's
Not
nothing
always.
in it.
Not always. Some
How's
people,
that
a
possible?
lot. I mean, most people use the takedown tools responsibly, and most of them. I would hope that no one would take something down without looking at it and then swearing under penalty of perjury that they own something.
Right. I guess it
You'd
doesn't really
hope.
matter, they don't care what they're
You'd
swearing on,
hope.
I guess.
And we've actually caught people using machines to do that, like machines, bots of their own, and we discourage them from doing that, we prohibit them from doing that, we find ways to stop them from doing that, because how's a bot going to swear under penalty of perjury? Right?
I understand, obviously, you can't give legal advice,
Very
but, you know, you see what I'm saying, right? Like, would that think that would go anywhere, or what? I mean, because I did lose money on that, you know, and it's their fault for not looking at it, I guess, I don't know, but there was nothing in it. So I don't know, like, did that go anywhere, or is it just kind of a, my parents actually the ones that suggested it, and I just said it's probably not gonna go anywhere, so.
I mean, I don't, without knowing.
I would recommend that you contact the EFF about it, about your particular case. I think they'd be in a really good position to advise you, and they're sympathetic to cases like that, so I would reach out to them.
Yeah, and they
Just
can
explain
give
all the
actual
specifics.
legal advice, unlike us, so.
But it certainly would be nice if there was a precedent of,
Yeah, what was that, what is that, that you said to contact?
EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
What
Dot
information do
org.
you get when you get someone that's like trying to take a video down? What information do you get from them? You were saying they have to submit
Yeah.
your information, like your URL, stuff like that. I mean, how do you verify it's even a real person, not just some kid just messing with another friend?
Right, it could be, but we definitely look for what's required by the statute. I was trying to look for it on my phone, but it just ran out of batteries. I would just read you what's the required information that they're.
It's on the YouTube help
Yeah.
site. It's on the YouTube help site, and we ask for the URL, the name, the phone number, and it's all, if you go to the YouTube help site, it has the information.
So if, let's say in the malicious incident where someone's just like, hey, this, my friend's getting really popular, let me put a halt to that. If they...
You have bad friends, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, let's not say from, like kids in school or whatever, and so like, let's say in a situation like that, how quickly from the time they submit that does it actually get taken down? Like you said, it's basically machines doing all this.
Usually about 48 hours.
It's about 48 hours? And does
It
that...
depends on whether it's, DMCA or whether it's Content ID, but Content ID would require an actual file match, so what you're talking about is probably DMCA.
Is there any way that users can get their material into the Content ID system?
So we're trying to figure out ways to make it scale out as much as possible, and to where anybody would be able to deliver.
Because I
files
find my
to us
content
to
uploaded by other people probably like 10 times a week. And I try to keep up with the DMC claims and stuff, but I'd love to just be like, hey guys, here's like 10 gigs of my library, just watch it for me.
So I think we have an online
Yeah,
application
you
for
can
it.
apply for it on youtube.com/t/content ID. So you can apply for
Cool.
content ID.
Does everybody get
I'm
that?
just kidding, it's-
/t/content ID.
Or if you go to youtube.com/partners, there is a link. to
Oh,
it.
right.
Cool.
But it's like I'm glad to say, the challenge is getting to all the partners and being all capable of content ID.
I did not know
So
that.
just to understand that from a technical point, so you're basically taking that data, and then anytime someone submits something to YouTube, you kind of analyze it, compare it to what you have?
Yeah.
So the entire catalog of YouTube has got some kind of or anything that's within the partners would have, or any...
Everything that's getting uploaded is getting screened.
Yeah.
But
So
it's getting
Bruce
screened, but it
Springsteen
gets
said,
what?
he gave us the reference file for Dancing in the Dark, and he said every single time Dancing in the Dark is uploaded, go ahead and apply this policy to it. And that policy might be to monetize it, it might be to block, it might be just to track. Like he might want to know, is Dancing in the Dark getting big in Japan? Maybe I should tour there next. So he gets to decide what the policy is if he's the owner.
So if someone else submits it, he can actually benefit by selecting to monetize it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we try
Exactly,
and
and that's what
persuade
the
people
vast
to do.
majority of content owners are doing now, which is great because then the content actually stays up on the site.
What
Instead of
if,
being taken.
what if they're also monetizing it? Like,
As far as this question about Content ID, there was a great video that YouTube did at the TED Talks.
Yeah, Margaret.
Margaret did at TED Talks
Yeah.
that you might want to let these people know. I don't
Sure.
know the title, but it's an amazing video about an amazing system of Content ID and how it works, and it'd be great for anybody interested just to watch that video.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I would search for
Thanks,
TED, T-E-D, and then I would search for Margaret, and her last name is Stewart, S-T-E-W-A-R-T, and it shows how the system basically scans the entire corpus of video every day and how it looks for matches.
And it was tweeted by YouTube also, YouTube tweeted it. So
There's some great examples in there of the upside of companies doing it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's a great video.
Yeah.
Thanks for that reminder, Renee.
Yeah, well, the example that she uses is the JK wedding dance video, where basically Chris Brown's Forever had been popular at one time, but then it kind of fell off the charts. And then when the folks in the JK wedding dance reused it, and Chris Brown's label decided to go ahead and monetize instead of taking it down, I think Chris Brown rose to like #2 or something again in the charts.
Downloads of Apple.
And downloads, yeah, there was the ability to download, so it was a great case for leaving the content up.